nice to hear from Kerkez though, wasn't it, there? And especially seeing James Milner. It was a shame that he didn't get to come on and get the reception he'd have wanted at Anfield.
Yeah, listen, I think, for whatever reason, the manager didn't feel it was right to bring him on. Like you say, I think it would be an unbelievable moment for him to come back to Anfield and get the applause that he deserves, because we spoke about him before the game. He's done unbelievable things for these clubs. He's an unbelievable free transfer. He's an unbelievable professional. That would obviously, the appearances then would obviously go up again. So yeah, it's a missing touch for the fans to see him. But there's obviously a different agenda from the manager that he's obviously saving him for the games coming forward.
I don't think he's very sentimental there, manager, is he? Just like,
no.
He had the opportunity to put him on there, and the fans to acknowledge and appreciate what James Milner's done for this football club. And I think it would have been a nice touch. So it is a bit of a shame. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, reflecting there on a player that was at Liverpool, but there's been a lot of new faces, hasn't there? And Kerkez there was chatting about how it's taken a little while for things to settle, for things to click with some of the new teammates. But is a performance like tonight just further evidence that everything is starting to gel with this side now, Tomo?
Yeah, it's taken time. That's a really positive performance, the Sunderland game. I think this performance is really positive. Obviously, goals and clean sheets. And I think when we beat Brighton in the league here and we won 2-0, I think everyone was saying, can you take the positives out of there and go into the next one? I didn't think we could, because we actually conceded a lot of chances and we were very lucky in that game to come away 2-0 victors. So these performances where they didn't create any chances, so that's a positive. We got a clean sheet, that's a positive. And actually we scored some really good goals, some real good quality, and put some good moves together at times. So, and we rested a few players, so no injuries. It's an absolute positive.
No injuries is a huge positive,
into the next game.
Yeah, definitely. And a clean sheet is something that we have to reflect on, because, like you mentioned, Brighton are a team that do create a lot, and we needed Alisson Becker a few times in that game. One just before the first half, and then the second one denying Dunk. How good was he in goal tonight? Because maybe some expected him not to start in this one.
Yeah, you probably didn't expect him to see, but he wants to play every single game. I felt that Liverpool probably in the last 10 to 12 games, people were questioning whether they could keep clean sheets. I felt that we were creating chances to go and score goals. So, I think if you look back to last season, Liverpool probably won the title on winning a lot of games 1-0. That clean sheet is a fundamental and obviously a baseline for the team to go from. With him in goal, there's always that high chance it's going to be a clean sheet. He made a huge save just before half time, I think, where Curtis Jones slipped to keep it at 1-0, to go in there. He wasn't really tested, but when he's called upon, he's always he's a man mammoth in goal, isn't he? He's
you
huge.
haven't mentioned his Cruyff turn at the end there.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, to be fair, that's a new one. He still makes me nervous.
Did you enjoy that?
Oh, it was lovely. It was perfect, wasn't it? Good techers. Yeah, the techers.
But he's a world-class goalkeeper, and again, he's another one. Since he's come into the club, he's done nothing but get better, and prove people that he's one of the best in the world, if not the best.
What did you make, Tomo, of the defensive performance from the side tonight?
I thought again, Canate and Verge, magnificent. Obviously, Kerkez his best performance by an absolute country mile, and Curtis so solid over on the right hand side as well, and got his goal. So, from a defensive point, and everyone in midfield, we were good, and Wirtz was dropping in when he needed to. There's a lot of positives to be taken out tonight, and we've got to take them into the next game. It's about building now from in on in to the end of the season, because there's some targets and goals that need achieving. Obviously, the top four being a priority. Then having a good run in the Champions League, and let's see how far we can go in this competition, because we all love a little trip to Wembley, don't we?
We do. We're all dreaming of a little trip to Wembley, aren't we? Jay, let's focus a little bit more on Kerkez's performance, because it's fair to say he had a few critics when he joined the club in his early performances here. What did he show tonight?
I think, do you know what, first of all, I think a lot of people forget he's only 21 years old. And I think, he came from Bournemouth. He had a fantastic time at Bournemouth. He came to Liverpool, and in the most respectful way towards Bournemouth. Liverpool is a multi-step from Bournemouth. Liverpool is one of the biggest clubs in the world. So when he first came in, there was a lot of pressure on him to perform. People did question him whether he could handle the pressure, but over time, he started to find his rhythm, find his play. And tonight, for me, I think that defensively, 10 out of 10. I don't think anybody got past him. His aggression's getting more on the ball. His possession stats are probably going up as well. He's creating more going forward. But I just think as an all-round performance, I totally agree with Tom. I felt for me, it was probably one of his best performances in Liverpool shirt so far.
And both the fullbacks, Jay, were quite narrow actually in the build-up, weren't they? What impact do you think that had on creating chances and Kerkez being able to get in those spaces?
Do you know what? I think it causes teams problems because then it opens up the passing lanes from your centre-back straight into your wide men. So like Virgil was able to find Cody quicker, and then on the right-hand side, Konate is able to find Mo quicker. I also feel as if with Jones, he can be deeper to play, but he can also roll into midfield and create overloads. So there's that nice flexibility of players being able to play in different positions, obviously higher or lower, to help Liverpool play forward quicker. And I just felt with them two tonight, in going to join in, knowing that McAllister, Virgil and Konate are that triangle of defence, they've got freedom to go and express themselves and go forward.
How did they make sure that they weren't frail defensively, knowing that those players were going to be playing wide and play such an attacking role?
I feel that that triangle connection, so like I say, with Konate, Virgil and McAllister, it was knowing that they're always there to secure. You've always got an overload, because most teams, if you're going to get your fullbacks bombing on, their wingers are always going to track back. It's just the way that the game's gone nowadays. I feel as if like teams will only ever leave really one or two maximum up. So if we always have that triangle of a free security, we've always got a +1. We'll always be secure, so when the ball comes out, we can then regain our attack and then go again.
We were better with possession as well. We didn't give it up easy. I think sometimes when you give it up easy, you're prone to a counter-attack and being all over the place, but we didn't give it away easy or cheaply today. We were solid.
Yeah, definitely. And Tomo, it's easy to forget with a 3-0 win that there was 2 offside goals in there as well, Cody Gakpo and Rio Ngamoa. Both of those fair decisions for you, or would VAR have intervened if that was in play tonight?
VAR would have give Rio's. He wasn't offside, and neither was Ekitike, so I think that was a bit of a mistake, and it's a shame really, because it was such a wonderful finish. But Cody's, I think, was the right decision.
Nice to see some of the younger guys as well coming off the bench and having a bit of an impact.
Yes and no for our game tomorrow. Obviously, I'm still waiting to find out obviously what effect that will have. But listen, we want nothing more than our boys to get an opportunity to come and play at Anfield. We spoke about it again before the game, a Saturday night at 8 o'clock in front of Anfield, for them to get an opportunity to come and play, showcase themselves. 3-0, it's a better place, better time to come on in the game. But yeah, gutted for Rio because it's an outstanding finish, but happy for Trey and for Calvin to get on as well.
Yeah, and through Tomo to the 5th round of the FA Cup. You mentioned there Wembley a little bit earlier, but does this feel like a real priority, particularly considering both the lineup and the performance that the team put in tonight?
Yeah, and obviously depending on how the draw goes on Monday, I think anyone who coming to Anfield would start to fancy our chances now. Really, it starts to get exciting now, doesn't it? I don't think you can underestimate this competition from here on in. You've got to take it serious, because there is a real opportunity for us to go and win something.
Well, 16 games up and down the country over the course of this 4th round weekend. This is what's been happening so far. On Friday, it was Hull City 0, Chelsea 4. Pretty straightforward for Liam Rosenior's return to his former club. Wrexham 1, Ipswich 0. Wrexham booking their place in the 5th round for the first time in 29 years. Then on to the Saturday results earlier. Burton Albion 0, West Ham 1. Burton battled hard, but Somerville's extra time goal spared West Ham's blushes. And then in the 3 p.m's, Burnley 1, Mansfield Town 2. Burnley out, that's your giant killing for this round. Man City 2, Salford City 0. A much better showing for Salford after last year's 8-0 defeat that derailed their season. Norwich 3, West Brom 1. Norwich win it with a couple of goals late on. Port Vale, Bristol City was postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. Southampton 2, Leicester City 1, Saints with the winner in the second half of extra time. And later on tonight it was Aston Villa 1, Newcastle United 3. Sandro Tonali scoring twice as Newcastle knocked 10-man Villa out of the cup. And of course, as we know, it was Liverpool 3, Brighton 0 here tonight at Anfield. And there's games as well to look forward to on Sunday. Birmingham versus Leeds United, Wolves visit Grimsby Town, Sunderland have a visit to Oxford United, Stoke versus Fulham, and then Wigan just have the small matter of a trip to Arsenal. And then Monday, Macclesfield versus Brentford, and the draw for the next round also takes place on Monday night. Right guys, any of those results catch the eye, Jay?
I just think the Mansfield one knocking out Burnley, it's straight away. It's a huge knockout one. It's a difficult one. I felt that Burnley were winning 1-0, and then we've seen a little bit of it before we came on air. So to see Mansfield come back, they've had a bit of an up and down season. It's been a difficult one for them, but that'll give them a huge boost. Hopefully, they're looking for a big draw in the next round.
Tomo, any for you that stand out?
The City one stood out for me, and I think that's who I want in the next round. I want City at Anfield.
You want City at Anfield in the next round? That's a big call.
Let's run last week back here and get revenge. Cool.
And there's a few lower league teams going through to the next round as well. It's always nice, isn't it? There's always a nice prospect of facing one of those teams, unless you're like Tomo and want Man City at Anfield. Yeah,
I think they can be good, but they can also be tough as well, because you've seen over the years in this special competition that there are a few upsets, and also it goes on to the pressure then for the big club to make sure that they go and win the game. So yeah, we'd like one at home especially, and then we'll see where we go.
Well, we're going to pause for a bit of a breather and to try and dry off from some of this snow, but we'll hear from Arne Slot very soon. Plus, we'll be looking ahead to Liverpool's trip to the City Ground. We'll be back very soon.